what do you think is reasonable?
Well, it's yes or no. It's 75 or nothing. It can't be. He's asking for 75. Let's take it or leave it. 1500. He's asking for 75. If we say no to 75, we're sticking to the 15.
What's the motion say?
There's no way because that's what the way that it's worded.
The way it's worded,
Yeah.
it's
What he's
one of the
Because look, the way it's worded
Yeah, that's right.
is
You're not going to get them.
like look, it's 7,500 instead of 1,000. So then it's you're voting yes or no. So if it's no, he's getting 1,000. If you're voting yes, you're getting 7,500. But I thought it was 15.
But,
Yeah, but it was 1,000.
but in
So you
answering
see-
that,
you see all of us now?
we have
Yeah, he sees all of us now.
My question is,
So yeah, it was.
did he provide you a copy of the license?
no.
Did he provide you a copy of the Did he provide
Okay,
you
honey,
with
it's all
a
good.
list of all the
Tell me
points
if
that
you
he
can't hear us when I'm sorry.
You say no. No, I don't.
He doesn't vote.
You can be because Lee has to. Lee has to. Cynthia has to. At least.
Okay. Okay.
The only two people left is you, Lee, and
It's still quorum though, because it's half plus one. No, quorum.
Moi, je peux pas.
Yeah, we do.
Ben, le conflit, j'étais avec ce gang-là. J'ai participé. Ben, j'étais au commencement. Moi, je prenais des vidéos puis ça. Non, non. Je suis pas dans le conflit. Une affaire de même. How much? Oui, oui. I'd like to make a motion to $2,000.
Denis, c'est-tu là que je vais la réunion? Non, Denis, c'est pas tout de suite.
Hi everyone. Bienvenue à notre réunion du 20 avril 2026. Welcome to our public meeting, regular public meeting of April 20th, 2026. Like usual, no, put your phone on off, please, and no talking during the meeting. Placez vos téléphones cellulaires en pas de son, en mute. Puis aussi, pas de parlage durant la réunion. Puis à la fin de la réunion, il va y avoir une période de questions concernant l'agenda seulement. At the end of the meeting, there will be a question period concerning the agenda only. Pour commencer, I would ask Councillor Pelletier if you want to do the territorial line acknowledgement.
We would like to begin by acknowledging that the land on which we live is the traditional unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. The mayor, council, and staff of Heron Bay acknowledge and pay respect to the elders and descendants, past and present, of this land. We welcome you all today as we strive to develop closer relationships with the Indigenous people in our community.
Thank you. And I'll ask Councillor Good if you want to do it in French, si tu veux le dire en français.
Nous voulons d'abord reconnaître que le territoire sur lequel nous vivons est une terre non cédée du peuple Mi'kmaq. Le maire, le conseil et le personnel de Baie des Hérons reconnaissent et respectent les aînés et les descendants passés et présents de cette terre. Nous vous souhaitons la bienvenue à tous aujourd'hui, alors que nous nous efforçons de développer des relations plus étroites avec les membres de notre communauté.
Merci. Approval of the agenda, approbation de l'ordre du jour. So you all seen the agenda. We need a motion. It's been moved by Councillor Good. Cormier, do we have a seconder?
I'll second.
Seconded by Councillor Pelletier. Question? Everybody in favor say aye.
Aye.
Against nay. Motion is carried. Adoption des procès-verbaux, réunion publique ordinaire du 16 mars et réunion d'audience publique le 23 mars 2026. C'est adoption of the minute regular public meeting, March 16, and the public hearing on March 23rd, 2026. You all had a chance to read the minute. If it's okay, I would need a motion. Proposé par le conseiller Jean-Robert Haché. Do we have a seconder? Est-ce qu'on a... Seconded by Councillor Wash. Question? Everybody in favor say aye.
Aye.
Against nay. Motion is carried. Conflict of interest, déclaration de conflit d'intérêt. S'il y a un conflit, vous le déclarez maintenant.
I have a declaration of a conflict of interest for the Labor Day Committee request for increased funding, as I am on the Labor Day Committee.
Okay, is there other person that have a conflicts
I have a conflict of interest with that also.
for the same thing?
Yes,
Okay.
same month.
So during that, when we arrive there, you'll just get out of the room. Any more conflict? If none, we'll move on to delegation petition presentation. Madame la Greffière, I don't think we have any tonight. No. Okay. Statement by member of council. Exposé des membres du conseil. None. Okay. Up to report et recommandations des comités et réunions huis clos. Rapport des recommandations from the committee and private meeting. I'll start with my report. It was a very busy month. The 18 and the 19, I had a meeting in Fredericton avec l'Association des municipalités du Nouveau-Brunswick. We had une bonne session sur ambulance NB, le problème de cellulaire dans notre région et aussi l'intimidation des élus. Good session on ambulance NB, cellular phone problem, and also intimidation with the mayor and council. On the 23rd, I had a meeting with our director of communautaire, Pascal Saunier. The 26th, a meeting with the Rescue Service Commission, une réunion de la Commission des services régionaux. The 31st, we had une présentation avec le département de santé, environnement et ingénieur Boissonneau-Megra pour informer la population sur le problème d'eau à Charlot et donner la chance de demander leurs questions aux experts. So we had a session it was held by Health New Brunswick, Environment, and our engineer, Boissonneau-Megra. And that gave the chance to the population to ask the question to the expert. I have a list of questions that was asked during that meeting. Les puits municipaux étaient utilisés en alternance. That was asked. So yes, the well were used in alternates. Le taux de cancer a été le plus haut à Charlot comparé à Hamilton. According to the doctor, no, they can't say that. Avant 2024, les puits auraient probablement passé les normes PFAS. Oui, avant 2024, la norme était beaucoup plus haute, puis ça aurait passé les normes. Ben, maintenant, la norme est à 30, ça ne passe plus. Est-ce qu'il faudra avoir plus de protection sur nos puits avec des carrières qui sont vraiment prêts? De ce côté-là, ben, les carrières qui sont là suivent jusqu'à nos puits. Il y a un système de protection à 3 zones, puis les carrières, dans la zone qui sont, ils ont certaines choses qu'ils peuvent faire, d'autres choses ils sont surveillés de ce côté-là. Les tests des puits privés étaient des puits drillés, pas des puits de surface. So the well that was tested in the house, they had to be drill well, not surface well. Les citoyens peuvent-ils faire tester leur puits pour le PFAS? Can the citizens have their well tested themselves? Yes, they can. PFAS est un ensemble de plusieurs sortes de PFAS. Vraiment, il y en a à peu près 25 à 30. C'est une moyenne. PFAS is not only one contaminant, it's more than 25, and it's all together. La source de contaminants peut-elle venir de l'arrosage à l'aéroport ou les foams FFF utilisés à l'aéroport pendant les 40 dernières années? We don't know. There's no, very hard to prove that. Can contamination come from the airport when they used the AFFF a long time ago? We can't prove that. It's very hard to say. Il y a beaucoup de sources de PFAS. Pourquoi qu'on contrôle l'eau? Pourquoi qu'on teste l'eau? C'est parce que, oui, il y a beaucoup de sortes de PFAS qu'on peut recevoir sur beaucoup de produits qui sont dans nos maisons. mais l'eau, on peut le contrôler en la filtrant ou en évitant de la boire s'il en contient. So the PFAS can be controlled, the water, by filtering it or don't drink it. Y a-t-il des tests de PFAS pour le sang des personnes? The doctor said it's very rare, but it probably could be done, but she gonna check to that, but it probably could be done. D'autres puits peuvent-ils être faits pour remplacer les puits qu'il y a ici? Yes, it's one solution, but it have to be far away and a good supply. La contamination de PFAS peut-tu être éliminée avec des produits spéciaux ajoutés dans le puits? Non, c'est pas comme le coliforme. Il n'y a pas de produit que tu peux mettre dans le puits pour éliminer le PFAS. La région de Mount Brook pourrait-elle être branchée à un système d'aqueduc? Oui, mais c'est toujours une question de coût. Can the Mount Brook house be connected to our system of water? Yes, it is always the cost to that. Les ventes de maisons ne sont pas obligés par la loi pour faire tester le PFAS pour une vente. Donc, c'est quand tu vends une maison, tu n'as pas besoin, c'est par la loi, de faire un test PFAS. Souvent, c'est les banques qui vont demander un test de coliforme pour la vente. Est-ce que les puits des résidents de Mount Brook pourraient être testés par le ministère ou la municipalité? We did ask the minister, and he said he was going to look into it, but according to the doctor, because the tree that were close to our end didn't have any PFAS, it would be very, they would be the other further away, the chance of having PFAS would be very low. Est-ce que la source de contaminants serait enquêtée par le ministère de l'Environnement? Vraiment, ils ont dit qu'à cause que c'est des contaminants éternels, it's forever chemical, even if we find the source, it's going to stay there anyway, so there's no really need to find the source really. It's going to have to, it's going to be there for a very long time. Est-ce que les filtres NSF 53 sont vraiment efficaces? Oui, they were tested, and after with water with PFAS, after they tested the water, and was almost zero PFAS in it. That was the question that was asked. I got a list. If some people want the list, I can give it to you. Then the April 2nd, Réunion avec le spectacle des Snowbirds. I had a meeting for the show of Snowbird this summer. April the 3rd, ouverture du tournoi 3-and-3 Rod Arkwell. Vraiment succès. Merci beaucoup aux bénévoles qui ont travaillé sur ce tournoi-là. Ça a bien été. April the 8th, j'ai une présentation à River Bar pour le programme du projet Secret Bundle en partenariat avec la CBDC à Restigouche. It was very interesting, and I think it was a very good session, and they explained the way the program worked. And also I had a meeting during that day with the Snowbird Festival, the Snowbird Show again. Aussi, j'ai eu une autre réunion avec le spectacle des Snowbirds. On the 10th, I had a meeting with the two fire chiefs pour une présentation des pompiers, ceux qui ont 30, 40 et 50 ans. On veut leur faire une présentation, une reconnaissance. I had a meeting with the two chiefs, and we want to do a reconnaissance for their year of service of 30, 40, and 50. And there's even a 60. Donald McIntyre from Charlotte, he's been 60 years old, firefighter, and still active. Donald McIntyre est toujours actif après 60 ans de service. On veut le reconnaître pour ça. April the 12th, I had une réunion avec le député Guy Arsenault pour une inquiétude du déplacement de HealthLink de Dalhousie qui soit déplacé de Campbellton par Médavie. Après, j'ai envoyé une lettre au ministre, M. John Doran, et rencontré avec le ministre Gilles Lepage et la commission régionale. Nous avons été rassurés que le service va rester à l'hôpital de Dalhousie. I can read you the letter. I'll read it in English. I send it English and French. Honorable Mr. John Dorman, I am writing to express my serious concern regarding the proposed relocation of the HealthLink Lien Santé service from Dalhousie to another location. I wish to emphasize that our municipality was not consulted in advance regarding this decision, which is likely to have significant repercussion for the population of Restigouche East. The Health Link service in Dalhousie currently respond efficiently to the need of the community in an connects market by an aging population and insufficient public transportation service. Its accessibility is of critical importance. Its relocation which significantly disadvantage a large portion of our citizens. Furthermore, the current location of the service in Dalhousie offers clear advantage, particularly in terms of accessibility and the availability of parking. Under this circumstance, it is essential that the Health Link service remain in Dalhousie. Should there be a need for expanded coverage, it would be preferable to consider adding a service point rather than removing the existing service from our community. Accordingly, would be grateful if you would reconsider this decision. Please accept, Mr. Minister, the expression of my highest consideration. And it did work because we were told that the service here in Dallas is going to stay. So I want to thank Mr. Garceneau and Gilles Lepage and everybody that worked on that fall. It was, yeah. April 14, réunion spéciale avec la Chambre de commerce de Restigouche. On l'a demandé à la Chambre, comme vous savez, la Chambre va fermer, mais on leur a demandé de prendre une pause, attendre après l'élection et peut-être revoir une restructuration de la board qui est assez vieillissante et qui manque de membres. So on the April 14, the Chamber of Commerce, they were talking of closing. We asked them to put a pause on it, wait after the election, and maybe restructuration would be needed, and to start another board, because it's a service that's very helpful for the business around here. On the 16th, I had a meeting with une réunion du bassin versant de Restigouche, at the Restigouche River. Last year, it was the hottest water temperature that was tested, 28 degrees, and that the fish can survive in there. But there's some brook that feed, small brook that feed the river, and in those brook, sometimes the temperature there can be 6 degrees and more, less. So we have to make sure that those brook are protected. There's no clear cutting near those brook, and because that cold water help the fish to stay where where that brook met the river. They can stay there for a while, and when the temperature go down, they can continue. So just to make sure that there's everybody have to watch that those brook are being safe. Then the meeting tonight, and there'll be a meeting Wednesday night for the Englobe, the changement climatique here in Charlotte. And this week it's the National Volunteer Week. C'est la semaine nationale des volontaires. So, as you know, with no volunteer, there's nothing. With a lot of things wouldn't work in our municipality. I want to thank all the volunteers very much, all the work they do. Je tiens à remercier tous les volontaires du beau travail qu'ils font ici dans notre ville. And I don't know if you noticed, the last November there was a show Home on the Bay. That was, and now you can see it on TV. It's on the Bell Channel 1. It's there's 5 sessions of 15 minutes. It is very nice, funny. C'est vraiment beau. There's a nice shot of the town here, and the bay, and it's just funny. So if I encourage you to look at it, to go see that. I think it's a start, and we might have some more of that nice. Yeah. Okay, protective service, Councillor Pelletier.
Just to come back to the home on the bay, did they announce that they were going to do a second season?
When they
No.
they didn't say, but it was in the future.
Okay, so
Even a French session.
Oh, nice.
They talk about that.
It was so. It was.
Oh, it's very nice.
I couldn't load it on my TV until last night.
Yeah.
I finally got to watch it last night. So good job, Lee.
I watch it.
Yeah, you didn't watch it yet?
No.
Oh, that's good.
But it wasn't hardly. You were sleeping on the.
Yeah, you didn't have to. You didn't have to memorize your lines.
No.
Yeah. All right. So protective services. First for the Dalhousie sector for the fire department. So for the month of March, they responded to 10 incident calls. A few examples: carbon monoxide detector, a small fire on a stove, motor vehicle accident, a house fire, sprinkler system activated, and so on. So 10 incidents for the Dalhousie sector. There was their fire practices as usual and their regular monthly meeting. And for training, 11 firefighters had their first responder course and everyone passed. And I'll say it again, I find it's quite impressive how much training is done in both sectors. Like there's so much training that happens, which is obviously a good thing. We want these men and women to be well trained. So it's fair to say that they definitely are. Items purchased, so they had to purchase just a few tools for the Dalhousie sector. And just for miscellaneous, they needed to sleep at the station due to a storm in March. So I think that was the first time I've seen that in any of the reports. So I think that was that bad storm there in March. So that was for the Dalhousie sector. Any questions on that report? Good. All right, so for the Charlotte sector, they had 3 incidents, medical, off-road, rescue, NV trail, and 2 motor vehicle accidents. Some equipment, the boat is getting repaired, and some service done on the motor, air tank bottle filling station upgrades, and they had to order some new bottles and a control panel. 2 new bunker suits had to be sized up. And just a note that the pickup truck 2010 is nearing the end of life, so that is going to need to be replaced very soon. 2 officers to be sized up for a Class A uniform, and just some other standard uniform name tags and so on. And again, 2 more training for the Charlotte sector: water shuttle dry run training and ice rescue training, the mandatory CPR annual refresher. Hazmat course was held the weekend of March 14th. And they also are very much into right now planning for the snowbirds for August 22nd, 23rd. So they're doing a lot of talks to be prepared for that, for the training underway for that big event. For some activities, they attended the Chaleur Firefighting Association meeting, and they're planning for the spring car wash fundraiser. And as always, they always update the membership. So 25 active members. They're onboarding 2 new members, and 2 junior firefighters are attending for the Charlotte department as well. Any questions? Good. All right. Moving on to SPCA. As always, there's the same type of just small issues with some strays and minor complaints, but overall a pretty quiet report for the SPCA. Nothing really that stands out to me that I feel like I need to really go over here tonight. But is there any questions about the report? No, it was pretty quiet month for the SPCA. And that would be all for me, other than Mr. Mayor, Acting Mayor, I guess, mentioned that the climate change meeting will be taking place here at Town Hall Wednesday, April 22nd at 6:30. So that's with Englobe, and that's the second community meeting. So there was the first meeting with council, and then they had the first community meeting, and Wednesday will be the second one. So everyone's invited to attend. And again, it'll take place here at the Town Hall Wednesday, April 22nd at 6:30 if anybody would like to attend. And I believe that's all for me.
Thank you, Councillor Pelletier. Okay, moving on to Public Work, Councillor Chartrand? Oh, yeah, okay. No, we don't need a motion for that. No. No.
For the month of March, Transportation Department, there was winter road maintenance. They flooded the rinks, cleaned snow around the town hall, museum, the garage, snow removal. There was a map that was provided. Snowbank next to the Lions Canteen. They patched potholes, helped remove snow, and prepping for Snowfest. Picked up the tent, tables, and various other items, and repaired water cuts on Anderson, Queen, Aline, St. Joseph, and Goderich. The utility department to perform checks at the water treatment plant, wastewater stations, clean snow around the hydrants, unplug catch basins, confined space, troubleshooting problems with the turbine. It's running fine now. There was a leak on Victoria Street, and there was a water main break on Wellington, Anderson, St. Joseph, Queen, and Goderich. The Charlotte section, various work, standard, cleaned around buildings, lift stations, lagoons, and pump stations, cleaned snow around the fire hydrants, patched more potholes and unplugged catch basins from snow and slush. And wastewater department performed checks at the water station lagoon, monthly regular maintenance, flushed village, and checked out chlorine and residue throughout village. Read meter for the water from Mill River, PFA samples in private municipal water, and assist Brady Eel River Bar, new chlorination station, Cove Road, to be used for the village of Charlotte. And also to be mentioned that the town of Heron Bay is still waiting on quotes from the engineering firm for the solution for the PAFS issue. That's my report.
Thank you, Councillor Chartrand. Moving on to Park and Recreation. Comité du Parc, Loisirs et Culture, Councillor Haché.
Oui. Il n'y a pas vraiment de rapport ce soir parce que, comme on sait, M. Pascal Saunier, there's no official report. Mr. Pascal Saunier has been, he left the town for another important job. La position que M. Pascal Saunier va occuper, c'est le directeur général du CMA, qui va avoir lieu du 8 au 22 août 2029. Now, the CMA is Congrès mondial acadien. It's the Acadian World Congress, and it takes 4 years to prepare, and Mr. Pascal Saunier has been hired to do this. So, Monsieur Pascal Saunier va travailler avec nous autres quand même, because it's going to include from Bonaventure, Quebec to Bathurst, and it attracts over 100,000 people. The last time it was held was in Nova Scotia in 2024. En 2024, la région de Clare a attiré au-dessus de 100 000 visiteurs. So we should have some benefits from that, and hope that Mr. Pascal Saunier is up to the task, which I believe he will.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. It was on the news this week, Nova Scotia, when they had it last year. Still this year, they see the benefit because people are from Louisiana are coming back this year.
People are coming back, yeah. Oh, yes.
So it's a good for
Yeah.
us. Yeah. Anything else?
No,
D'autres
that's
choses?
it for me.
Thank you, merci. Personal and Bylaw Committee, Councillor Pelletier.
Yes, just to mention that there are 2 job postings posted for the town of Heron Bay. The first one being executive assistant, and the second one being parks and community development coordinator. And both jobs close on April 22nd. So you can see the job postings online, or you can come into town hall for more information as well. And if anybody has any issues getting the information, just don't be shy to reach out and we can get that information to you. So the 2 job postings both close on April 22nd, right? On April 22nd.
Thank you. Comité de développement communautaire et d'urbanisme, conseiller Walsh.
For Heron Bay, building report, March 2026. 2 building permits were issued for this period, estimated value of $95,000. one additional single-family dwelling, and a construction of garage. Also, the Charlotte Regional Airport Authority, March 2026, air traffic for the month of March was 48 arrivals and departures. Total number of air ambulances for the month of March was 9. The total number of air ambulances for New Brunswick is 6, 3 for Quebec. A total of 29 air ambulances for 2026, 14 New Brunswick and 15 in Quebec. That's an increase of 26% compared to 2025. We have a T-hanger leases. New lease agreements were set to leasers. Signing deadline April 1st. Increase of 25% was made. Charter inquiries increase in U.S. charter calls regarding landing, terminal fees, fuel. Terminal fees are waived. Air show planning committee meeting was held March 16th, 2026. Human resources seeds program, 12-week summer interns secured. Federal summer internship program decision expected in April. Also have here by the RSC, the Northern Renewable Energy Alliance is in partnership between all municipalities, 3 regional security, and 2 First Nations in the north, Kedgewick and Lamech. This project is set to generate revenue for Heron Bay and neighboring municipalities by generating and selling clean wind power to the grid, in time reducing taxes you pay. Tourism pamphlet promoting all area. Skidoo and ambulance, 1 in Kedgewick and there's 1 in Camelton. Buses for doctor appointments, $5 by Flexgo. This is the company. And that's every day, $5 is charged for the trip.
Going to start this summer.
Yeah, it'll be starting, this summer here. Also, Restigouche Community Transportation is a volunteer basis service that offers drivers to access and enhance for seniors, such as medical appointments. This is the Restigouche Regional Service. That's my report.
Thank you, Mr. Walsh. Any question for all the committee? Okay, if none, we're moving on. Move on to the motion and resolution. We award of a contract based on receiving quotation. This is for a fuel tank that have to be replaced at the garage. Mr. Chatran.
I think we skipped.
Yeah.
Did we skip this?
Did you forget to mention it?
Did we skip your? Yeah. We didn't do.
Okay, sorry. Okay, yeah, I forgot for finances. Very important point. Councillor Good.
It was mentioned it was asked at the last meeting about the debenture for the water treatment plant, and the answer is that the balance is $399,000 and will be paid off in 2028. For the general revenue taxation province, $9,482,115, and year to end right now is $2,442,162.70. Service to other governments, I think I need new glasses. $263,379, and we didn't use anything else. Sale of services, $280,980. And year to end, $67,051.33. Other revenue own sources, $114,749. Year to date, $82,932.83. General expenditures, general government, $1,316,923 budgeted for the year, and we spent so far $411,798.02. Protective services, for the police is $1,227,261, and spent to year to date $307,946.73. For fire, $864,506, and we spent so far $84,024.72. Others, $60,338, and we spent $13,845.14. Transportation, $3,908,344, and we spent so far $931,734.84. Environmental health services, $512,300,000 and $97,786.65. Community development, $347,633, and we spent $81,883.66. Recreational and cultural, $1,501,157, and we spent $377,795.35. And that's it. That's my report.
Thank you, Councillor Good. Also, there's it's all detailed. If Councillor have any question, thank you, Madame Lagrafière. Very detailed.
Mr. Mayor, I have a couple questions.
Yes.
There's two things I want to ask about this report. In line item about grants, maybe I can direct this to Madam Clerk, who's the acting CAO. There's a line item of $20,752 for grants. Can you explain that?
The grant that we received from the province to cover the cost of the Anglo climate change project.
Thank you.
Sorry. It's the money that we received from the government for reimbursement on the invoices for the climate change project.
That's the presentation we want to have this Wednesday. Yeah.
I also have another question.
Yeah. Good.
Okay, on page 2 of the report, if you go down to the woodlands rental line item, the total budget year is $38,088, and moving over to the year to date. But the received so far is only $7,456. So basically on a 25%, that should be almost $9,000, so it seems a little low. Is there a reason why?
We probably didn't receive the payment for March. I didn't go check like all the accounts because I don't have the time there, but
I
it's
understand.
probably because the payment wasn't
I
registered
know
yet.
you're extremely busy, and I respect that. The numbers just didn't seem to add up, so that's why I was just curious about that.
Any other question, Councillor Chapron?
Thank you.
So, if there's no more question, I would need a motion. No, I don't need a motion for that. No. Okay. Okay. So now we're moving on to the motion and the resolution. So, like I said a while ago, is we have to change the fuel tank for the garage. So, Councillor Chapron.
Thank you. There was a award for a contract was based and received on quotations. There were two quotations that were received from Sutherland Systems for $237,900 and from Petrol Services for $329,000. And that at council hereby accepts the lowest quotation received for the fuel system upgrade from Sutherland Systems in the amount of $237,900 and further authorizes the award of the contract to said company. Council notes that $170,000 has already been provided for this purpose in the current year's budget, and approves that the remaining balance of $67,900 to be funded from the operations account. To put this in perspective, is basically it's just our fuel tanks at the yard are outdated and they need to be replaced. They've been tagged and they've been told that they have to be redone. So we have to work on this and get it done as quickly as possible. So I request a motion to have this accepted.
So it's been moved by Councillor Chapron that we go with the lowest bidders of $337.90. Do we have a seconder?
I'll second.
Seconded by Councillor Walsh.
Je suis
Question? Question?
235 900, ça?
235 900, oui.
Okay, yeah.
Any question? Everybody in favor say aye.
Aye.
Against nay. Motion is carried. We're up to Comité de la Fête du Travail, une demande, Labor Day Committee, request for increased funding. So you were in conflict and Cynthia too. I'll ask Jean-Robert if you want to.
Comme il avait été demandé lors de la dernière réunion, de 7 500 $ au lieu de 1 000 $. Alors, it was asked, we were asked to submit $7,500, but we had decided to allow 1,000 because this is not an official, how could I say this, like the Bonami Festival. It's a parade. It's for the Labor Day, and we all understand its importance.
Yeah.
And we had decided to allow $1,000 to help them out. So if you want to go higher, I wouldn't suggest to go higher. I would say on reste ça à 1 000 $.
Do you want to make that a motion?
Oui.
So it's been
propose-
moved by Councillor Haché that we stay with the $1,000 fund that we supply. Do we have a seconder?
Motion to carry just $1,000
Yeah.
Yeah.
this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Seconded by Councillor Chartrand. Question. Everybody in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against nay. So the motion is passed for $1,000. Okay,
On peut-tu aller chercher les...
yeah.
La prochaine, là?
Okay. Request for a pop-up stand at the baseball game. C'est une demande pour un kiosque mobile seulement lors des matchs de baseball de Balmol. Monsieur Haché?
Oui,
Councillor Haché.
le même fournisseur de la cantine à l'Arena aimerait desservir les gens lorsqu'il y a une partie de baseball à l'extérieur.
Okay.
So the one that has the canteen in the arena wants to serve the people outside with a mobile setup when they have baseball games. So I wouldn't see what the problem is. That we can let him do this. It's up to him to make a profit or not. Si ça peut marcher, tant mieux. Puis ça va servir les gens qui sont là. Yeah, c'est un petit service que c'est nouveau. Mais,
Okay.
okay.
Do you make that a motion?
Oui,
Fitz?
je propose qu'on accepte sa demande
Oh, sorry.
d'avoir une
Can I ask another question?
cantine mobile. So I propose that we let this gentleman install a mobile service when there are baseball games.
It's been moved by Councillor Haché. Is there a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Wash. Question.
I just think we have to consider it's a small area and we already have the Lions. It's just to think about,
Yeah.
but we already have the Lions canteen and we have the hub like all in one area. So I'm just wondering, like, was this discussed with the Lions? Not that it has to be, but was it discussed with the Lions canteen and the hub? Because I wonder if that'll affect their sales. Because in a small radius to have 3 different
Yeah.
establishments that are selling food in a small area. Not that I don't want to support
Yeah.
his business,
No.
but at the same time, will we be taking, 4. There would be 4 because we would have the ice
Yeah.
cream shop, the
Yeah.
Lions canteen, the hub. Just, I don't know. I just
But-
think maybe it's something we should consider. Do we
Yeah.
want that much competition in one little area?
But considering
Is that a good thing?
How many games are there in the summer? 8. There's
No.
not that many, And people who are watching the game, you know, it would be nice to them just to turn around.
He
And,
has his canteen.
So he wants to
upstairs.
do it like he wants to have like a little like
yeah,
a cart. Is
it's
that
a mobile service?
okay? And he's going to be open
Just
just the
just for the
just the
games.
ball games.
That's it. Yeah.
Now, what's he serving? Just hot dogs?
Canteen like fries and hot dogs and hamburgers, I suppose.
So
Like
basically what he sells upstairs.
yeah, basically what he sells upstairs. Yeah,
And will it just be for the Dodgers games, or is it for
Yeah.
all of the minor
that's all. Dodgers
ball?
game.
Just for Dodgers games.
Yeah, because that's the games where there are more
Yeah.
people. Yeah. See,
Okay.
I mean,
pulling
people will
pucks
definitely like it just to be
Yeah.
able to turn around and get
Yeah.
something rather than walking down.
in. Yeah.
Do you want to add something, Mr. Chapman?
Yes, Mayor, sorry. I find it very ironic that the Lions Club has been around here since the dawn of time, and they're only open in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
So every single day that we take a day of revenue away from them is a day that they can't use. Also, they're not open in the winter where he makes all his money at the
That year.
Marauders games. So I think that we're biting off the hand that serves the community much more. So my personal opinion is I think that he should be happy that he has his canteen upstairs and sticks with that. Let the Lions Club have the advantage, have the ability
No,
to keep
but
serving their food
but
throughout the summer because they have been around since ever, and the ice cream shop
oh yeah, we're
and the hub. So
we're
that's
not-
just my personal opinion. on
we're
it.
not going to run the canteen bankrupt there because of
No, I
this.
didn't say
That's
that.
for sure.
I didn't say that. I was just saying that.
No, but it's going to be what for 3 hours, 2 hours.
Well, I know, but
Every
the
game?
Lions Club.
Oh, no, please, no talking. Yes, no talking,
That's-
please, because we will have to go.
I
No,
like
I-
the idea of at first I wasn't clear. I thought that he wanted to be open all season.
No.
But I
no,
love
no.
I love the idea of the pop up because
Yeah.
I could picture myself at the ball game and having to
Yeah.
instead of having to go down to be able to turn
Yeah.
around and just kind of be right there.
Yeah.
So
It's only for the games. It's
Yeah.
not going to be
Yeah.
all summer now.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And I
To
mean,
me,
like
it's
they're
a
saying, he's trying to make a
business.
living.
That's
and
right.
it'll be
It's a
very
business,
convenient.
Well, yes.
And he
It'll
should be
different.
allowed to.
Yes.
And usually, I might add, when the Lions Canteen is very busy is during the supper hours, right? And the games are after supper, you know, so it's not going to really interfere
No,
with the
no.
Lions Club much there. Not that I can see.
Any more question, any more comment?
No, I appreciate the clarification. I wasn't sure what his intentions were, so I think for the pop up,
So-
actually maybe the Lions Canteen will appreciate a little bit of extra pressure during those game
Yeah,
times
yeah.
when it gets super busy.
Yeah.
So
It's
we
like
had
I said,
a,
it's
okay,
so-
go ahead.
It's really busy during supper,
Mm-hmm.
noon and supper. So I don't think it's going to affect the dance club.
It's business.
Yeah, it's another business.
So we had a mover and a seconder. If there's no more question, we'll go to the vote. Everybody in favor say aye.
Aye.
Against? Okay, so motion is carried. The May meeting schedule conflict with the election time. La réunion du mois de mai, il y a un conflit d'horaire avec l'élection. Il va falloir canceller la réunion du mois de mai. Puis éventuellement, on va avoir la sermentation qui va venir plus tard, mais il faut avoir une motion pour canceller la réunion du mois de mai. So, proposé par la conseillère Good, Cormier. Est-ce qu'on a un appuyeur?
Oui, je vais appuyer.
Appuyé par le conseiller Haché. Question. Tout le monde en faveur d'être oui?
Oui.
Contre
Oui.
non? C'est adopté. OK. There's no appointment to new committee. We're up to the adjournment.
Avant de faire l'ajournement, j'aimerais juste prendre une couple de minutes pour, étant donné que c'est notre dernière réunion officielle,
Ouais.
it's our last official meeting as this council, I would like to thank all the councillors that I work with, les conseillers et conseillères avec qui j'ai travaillé. J'ai apprécié beaucoup votre présence, puis votre travail, etc. So, j'aimerais aussi en profiter pour remercier les employés de l'hôtel de ville. Parce que comme conseiller, as councillors, we're often here at the town hall, and I think we should thank our employees who have the patience of having us drop in at all times of the day. So, like, you know, Gilles Lagacé, Liliane Caillouette, Sonia Le Tourneau, Sophie Degg, Debbie Williams, j'ose mentionner leur nom pour leur dire notre appréciation. I dare single them out. And last but not least, I think we should recognize the work of our employees that are on public works and recreation, sports and recreation. Maybe there's too many to name here tonight. Il y en a peut-être trop à mentionner, mais je crois qu'on leur doit une fière remerciement pour leur travail, puis que moi, en tout cas, j'ai témoigné ça depuis 14 ans que je suis ici. Alors, merci beaucoup. Puis, je propose l'ajournement.
Ouais, je vais dans le même sens que toi, Jean-Robert. Moi ici, je veux remercier tout le monde. J'ai vraiment aimé travailler avec votre équipe. Puis aussi, on a une bonne équipe ici dans la ville, les employés. We have a very good team here in RNB. So, and I wish good luck to all the ones that are putting their name for the next election. And don't forget to go vote. Very important. So the adjournment moved by Councillor Haché. Is there any question? Y a-t-il des questions?
Hi, my name is Pauline Diat. I have a question. I'm wondering, Brian Arsenault asked for some money, $7,500, and you offered him $1,000. Every monthly meeting I come here, you are donating in Campbellton, you are donating everywhere. He asked for $7,500. That's for the people of Heron Bay and everywhere. When we have these Labor Day parades, people comes from all over the place. I think we should help them, because that money is going to help everybody. Just like there's a thing going on in June for the kids, we should be giving them money, because that's 100% going to the kids. And it's fun. It doesn't cost anything when I bring my grandkids there, because it's free. So we need to make sure that we're going to donate money to the proper cause. And I think Brian Arsenault needs more money than $1,000. It's kind of laughing in his face. You're giving something for Charlotte Fall Fair, Bonamy, but Brian is doing it with a group, and they're creating stuff for us. And you should be giving more money, because I know you're giving him $500 here and another $500. If you just can't give $7,500, at least give half of that. So it would be more encouraging for us people saying, at least, Brian, they gave you something. But $1,000, you're laughing in his face. It's our money, and I think that you should give him more, because it's helping the kids, right? And also, when there's this poor guy that's running the rink, I don't appreciate when people says, well, he's going to take businesses from another business. We are trying to create jobs in Heron Bay. And if he's going to do something to help the Dodgers game, and if you're sitting there and you want to eat, well, why not? It's another business that we're helping. We can share. That's what we're supposed to do, and work as a team. So I need you to really to change your mind for that $1,000, because it's a laugh. I find you are laughing at us. Give him more money, that guy. I'd say if he wasn't doing anything, but that man doesn't stop. And I mean, I donate as a company. I give him money, but I mean, it's not all up to the companies to give money too. I mean, like I said, you are donating money left and right all over the world. Give him a little bit more money. That's what my recommendation is. Thank you.
Is there any more question? Autre question? If none, well, thank you very much, and have a nice evening. Hey, we're gonna go to the side just for 5 minutes. Yeah. On va aller le 5 minutes. I t'ai oublié, excusez-moi. Those are good words. Oh, yes. I have no idea how much I wanted to say that.
There was held me back a lot to say that.
Yeah.
I wanted to say the famous words, and no one else
Yeah, that would be.